Hello, it's Steve, Dichroic Glass Man. Yahoo! Today's Saturday, January 28th, I think. I'm gonna have to check my phone. What's it like for you today? Did you create anything? Can you create anything? What are you thinking about today? It's a cold day in Asheville. Wasn't too warm, about 40 degrees, I think. Crazy time. Let's get into something, let's take off, pun intended, in a new direction. Going to show you something kind of fun I'm tinkering with. Actually, I'm developing this. It's going to go a lot farther than what I'm going to show you, but I'm going to lower the camera here in a second and show you what I got up my sleeve. It's kaleidoscope, kaleidoscopic with dichroic in a fun, different way. We've all seen the airplane, the dusty old airplane. It's been in the shop. It's been hanging in the air. Some of us have seen these two-winger airplanes, these biplanes. I took the propeller off. The mirror is still inside. All I need is the propeller, the turn. But it's actually a kaleidoscope at this point. In fact, what's really cool about a kaleidoscope, if you look at watches and the writing, with a kaleidoscope mirror, you don't need the propeller, but there's some beautiful things you can see by looking in the end and having the experience out here. You don't need a propeller to have an experience. Just take 3 mirrors. This is front surface mirror. Let me slide that out. This is the basis of a kaleidoscope, folks. Is this yikes, is this little ball here on the end, is this mirror inside that you see right here. That's creating all this imagery. If you literally take that out, well, you can play with it. It's got a little clip inside. I'm going to put the ball on the end that holds the propeller in place, the image disc that you're going to see in a second used in a different way. Typically, a kaleidoscope works so that you're looking in the end of your kaleidoscope. If it's a chamber, if it's decorated with solder, plastic, PVC, kaleidoscopes have been made in a ton of different ways. This is just a kit made by Clarity, and I love making them. I've made hundreds of these in college colors and everything, and they're really a joy to make. I've perfected mine with rubber wheels. I took my struts differently. I put a hook on it so it hangs in the air, out of sight from the kids, they can't grab it, or just kind of security, have it hanging in the air. It's really cool. Yeah. Well, typically a kaleidoscope, you look in the end, and in a nanosecond, your image is down here. So from the end to here, nothing's happening. We're talking nanoseconds, so you can't really say that. But the whole idea of a kaleidoscope is you're looking in the end, and you wait down here, you're having an image. In fact, I'm already seeing cool stuff just with my finger, my hand, and the movement is intense. In fact, let's put it up to the camera. Let's give you a chance. I'm going to put it to the camera, and just my hand is doing all that. Let's look at the mouse. Just the colorful mouse that I have, and it creates some real cool beauty. That's a kaleidoscope. Just 3 mirrors is really all it takes to have a kaleidoscope. Well, here's what I did a little differently. This is where we're going to change things. I took the same pattern to the kaleidoscope, and I used a thick dichroic glass, borosilicate, by the way. This is optical boro. All the boro that I'll be using in all my videos will be optical boro. Well, this changes things dramatically. There's something that's different about this airplane without its image wheel, and using an opal glass that you cannot see through. You can have clear wings, doesn't matter. But for the most part, you're going to want to make your fuselage some opaque color. And so I've taken a typical kaleidoscope and turned it into non-typical. Why is it non-typical? At this point, I'll have to take my light out from underneath here, my light package, and so we can get an idea of, okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the camera, and I'm going to take the lights out of it, and let's look through the kaleidoscope now. Let's see what's going on here. Now, and this is a really dirty mirror. Now my fingers, as you see here, affect the outcome. Literally, your hand is part of the experience. There's more kaleidoscope than you had previously because the tube itself is now transparent. Let's turn the light off. Let's get another light playing on this. Let's see what we got to dramatize here. I'm going to use a light, an LED light, and let's look at the end. Now, in the sun, outside, under the moon, whatever, street lights, car lights, it's now part of the experience. And here's what I'm doing. I'm doing this. This is all I'm doing. Let's bring it back. You can see, this changes things. We've taken the typical and turned it into non-typical. Let's lower our camera. Let's get ourselves down here where we're lower level. And we'll try to be a little bit quicker about this. Get my camera stand up here and kind of go through this a little bit. I sat it on a mirror for impact, what I'm going to do. So it's very refractory. It's bouncing around. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, there's too much here. I know, that's why I'm doing this. Now this is a prototype, and it's just sitting inside. This is the chamber. This is the little piece that comes that you solder into the other. Okay, what I purpose to do, and the clarity you see here is not going to be my final product. I'm not ready to show what I'm going to do with this yet, because that's going to be also cool off the charts. This is just a scotch taped together. Doesn't get any rougher than that, does it? It's going to be fun though. It's going to be fun, I can assure you. When I'm done with this, there's going to be very little metal. My struts, my airplane will be separated with glass tubes. I'm going to use glass, ultraviolet glued together, so that the whole airplane, when it's done, will be glued together with ultraviolet glue where you can't see it. It'll be seamless, but it's going to be stunning when you see what I'm going to do. So, I'm going to put, these are called fairy lights, and you can get them in a myriad of places. In fact, Michael's used to sell them. They probably still do online. But you can get fairy lights all over the place. This is not how I plan on my final installation. But I'm going to put the lights back into the fuselage, the tube, and then we're going to turn the lights off, and we're going to see a really pretty dynamic plane. These lights, I wish they were warm white. When you order them, folks, you want warm white. You do not want cool white, because cool white is blue. And I found out the hard way. They're blue, or some sort of... Okay, so we're going to turn this on, and I'm going to turn the light off. You see what's happening? I plan, well, when you see the new plane in its finished stage, guaranteed it's going to surprise you. Guaranteed. Because this is just a prototype, and I'm not showing you what we're going to do. But let's look at it. Ooh! That's cool. I think it's cool. There will be lights in strategic locations on the plane once it's done. At this point, this is just infinity mirror imagery. Mirrors reflecting mirrors. Kind of like us and our personality, sometimes as we reflect each other. Mirrors reflecting mirrors. It's kind of a metaphor, but yet, there's something to it. Something to it. When I'm done with the plane, you will be able to hold it and look through the image. Of course, the lights won't be inside because that's way too confusing. I don't even know what that looks like looking in the end. Oh my God, that's got to be like crazy. But also, I'm going to have that light zapping my eyeball. So what do you think? Different. I've got all kinds of fun projects I'm doing with Dichro, and I figured I'd start showing them. I'll be selling these Dichroic pieces, not necessarily for you to make an airplane. You're going to have to cut the glass yourself. You're going to cut the airplane. So I'm just providing some ideas of why you want to get into it. Oh, shoot. See, that needs to be... It's glued down right now with ultraviolet glue to hold everything in place. And no, it's a little bit thinner over here than it is this side. It's a little stronger. So it's just a prototype. The photography is beautiful when you get the camera up close and you get some really cool image. This is all one color, but the light is reflecting inside of the fuselage, creating its own color because dichroic reflects and transmits at the same time. There's only one, this whole plane is all one color, but yet you'd swear, as you can see into the fuselage, you'd swear there's another color involved, and there's not. That's the basis of Dichro. It's always changing. By the way, folks, if you didn't know this, by and large, dichroic glass is the most expensive glass you and I can buy, other than specialty glasses that are specially formulated. I'll get the information from Robert Stefan of his Glassworks, and be able to throw that into a video, perhaps as the finished one, where we'll talk about some of those other expensive glasses that exist with different composites. They're hand formulated for people for technical applications. Some artists are having their glass hand formulated to create special effects. Who knew? I did not know that until Robert informed me and educated me on some of the other glass forms that exist. It's also, borosilicate is a coefficient of 33. That's the same as Pyrex. We're not going to melt this stuff, and there's nothing there to melt it with, to accessorize it. If a person thought, oh goody, I'll make cabochons up. No, you're not. It's, the melting point is beyond an average kiln. You're not going to melt it, and besides, you're not going to get much. So when I'm done, it'll have lights going up around the wings in a hidden sort of a way with capillary tubing. It's going to be beautiful. What do you think? A little bit different and a lot of bit of fun. That's what I like. Trying different things, seeing if it works. It's a beautiful sort of a thing. Hey, if you like it, comment. Let's get this thing going. I will be selling this glass on my Etsy store. Perhaps the next video, I'll be saying, game on. Just keep checking my Etsy store. It's in my link. And hope to be hearing from you. Thank you for the warm comments and compliments. Keep them coming. I've been answering them as much as possible on a daily basis. And I purpose to address them specifically for some of the people asking questions, whether it be from my shop, whether it be for Dichro, whether it be for stained glass. I'll be getting into fusing, and I'm going to show as much as I can, but I will not be discussing my processes because I do sell them. Yes, this is a video where eventually I sell myself. I have to. This is how I live. I have medical bills from having open heart surgery not long ago, and just to be able to pay the bills, sure, I sell some things on the side, but by and large, All my videos is about you. Gaining confidence, bringing ideas, helping you see things differently, perhaps from a new perspective, perhaps some ideas for a shop, for your bench, for cutting glass. I will be showing a lot of things for free for you to benefit. You don't have to buy a thing from me. If you feel led to, you want to buy a panel, hire me to do a dichroic stained glass panel, cool that. But let's get off that subject right away so you don't think it's all solicitation. I thank you very much again for watching my videos. At any time that you feel led to collaborate, contact me. I love that possibility. I will invent with you or for you and keep it private, of course. Thanks a lot. This is Steve, Dichroic Glassman. Bye-bye.